Is it recording?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Hi, Mrs. Myers.
so the lady that's reviewing my stuff actually used to be one of the aides here at these schools. She was an aide here. She's an awesome lady. Anyways, what we're doing now is we're going to review these sentences. We're going to correct them up here. Who wants to come up and correct the first one? Yes, sir, please. Number 1. What is wrong with it? Okay. Any questions on number 1? Everybody agree with number 1? How it's corrected? Anybody disagree? Anybody have questions on it? Anybody know? Okay, number 2. Birthday boy. Benjamin. Get up there. Oh?
No.
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 You baby dear. Put no, grade it on top of it. You correct it on top, write it on top. Thank you. Make sure when you're up here, boys and girls, that your hand and your codes don't touch the screen because it'll mess it up and it'll not write it correct. You guys are going to like our presentation today. We are reviewing for the state test next week, right? So it's one that you guys have already seen, but I spiced it up. I made it a little more fun. I put some cool pictures in there. Okay, read it out loud to us.
Do you have enough sugar for the recipe?
Do you have enough sugar for the recipe?
What's my recipe?
Any questions on number 2? Yes, ma'am.
What did you have?
Did you have? That's fine too. Do you have or did you have? Right? Any other questions on number 2? Babe,
Can you put, do you have any sugar for the recipe?
do you have any sugar? No, it's asking enough because they have some sugar. So you're changing the meaning on that one. So it's better you write, do you have enough? Not, do you have any? Because you have some, but do you have enough? Big difference, right? Any questions on number 1 or 2? Number 3, Hussein. Find the word spelled correctly. Number 4, where do the commas go? Delaney. And number 5, we'll have Tiny go up there. Have you done one yet or no? Okay. This is a tricky one, commas. Me too. Did you guys like how I wrote Tuesday yesterday
Yeah.
for April Fools? How'd you guys like how I wrote
I was
2005?
That's fun. Yeah.
That was scary, huh? Okay, any questions on 4 or 5? Nobody? Nobody? Okay, get the paper back to whoever owns it. The owner. Mark the number wrong, give it back to the owner, please. You guys are doing good. That happens what? So, just a friendly reminder, boys and girls, what I bribed you guys with for being good for this video is the points. You guys remember what the points are for? Does anybody not know what the points are for? The class, out of the 4 classes I have, with the least points, we're going golf rules, gets to pick my haircut next month. So, I'll show you guys, maybe tomorrow I'll show you guys the options, okay? I have a slide presentation of the haircuts some that I've had, and what the options are. So the best behaved class, every time you misbehave as a class, you get a point. But when you're good, you get some taken away as well. You guys have less of a likelihood of taking them away, but you guys get to pick my hairstyle, and the class that wins the hairstylist will come in this class, if it's this class that wins, cut my hair in front of you guys, and I have to wear it for the last week of school at least. The week of school. So this year I might do it a little earlier because a couple times I've gone to like the graduation ceremonies and my hair's been a train wreck. And every time that I've done it, like one of the times that I cut it, it was horrible because we had to go to a wedding in the Gilbert Temple. So I was in the temple with a pineapple as my hair. And I got some weird looks from people and it was awkward. But it was 2 days after I cut my hair. So to keep my word to you guys, my other students, I didn't cut my hair or change it. But enough of that, right?
That's fine.
Okay. Let's get through this quickly. Who got them all right? Raise your hand. Berkeley. With her nose. Max, where'd you get that hat from, buddy?
Paper.
Did you make it yourself?
Yeah.
Looks like a soccer ball. I like it a lot.
No, it's a dodecahedron.
What'd you call it?
A dodecahedron.
All right, who missed one? Good job, sir.
I'm gonna get it creaky.
Who missed two? Good work, Bane. Michael. Tally. Where's Levi at today, boys and girls?
He walked away.
What about McKenna? Does anybody see McKenna today?
Yeah, where is she? Oh, there she is.
What about Kylie?
No.
Absent?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go, class. We're going to transition now from our bell work to our slide presentation. Please put away your notebooks and papers. Once I get this screen started, I'll ask you guys to raise your hand if you guys need a snack. Okay? Dee, Laney, Berkeley, and William. Can you collect the notebooks and papers? Put them away, please. So this is something we talked about before, and this is something that... This is something that is going to be on the test, the state testing. Now, this slide presentation, you guys have seen most of it, but you guys haven't seen this version. It is new, updated, and it's got some fun pictures, bruh. Who needs a snack? Who needs a snack? Nice catch, Butterfingers. Okay, here we go. Who remembers compare and contrast? Who can explain intelligibly what compare and contrast is? Yes, sir.
Find the differences and similarities between things.
What is the same, what is different between two things, right? What is the same and different? Okay, remember this picture? Who can raise your hand and tell me what's the same? One similarity and one difference. Yes, sir.
They're both cats.
They're what?
They're both cats.
That green thing is a cat?
No.
That guy?
Yeah.
And that guy? Okay, what's different?
Maybe it looks like a watermelon.
What's different? What do you think, Ben?
Oh, one's fat and one's not.
So one's pushing a watermelon, one's digesting a watermelon, right? Looks like he ate the watermelon.
Get in my belly, I'm gonna eat ya!
And this guy's like, hey, look what I found. And this guy's like, that's what I ate. Okay, moving on. Common Core Standards. Who can read this to the class loud and proud, please? Christine, please left.
5.RL.9. Compare and contrast stories in the same genre on their approaches to similar themes and topics.
Sally, sit on the ground in front of the screen, please. Try to be quiet this time, okay? Try to be quiet and pay attention. Right there, Simon. Look at the screen, not the camera. Okay, compare and contrast. This is what we're going to talk about in the test. In the test, they're going to ask you to talk about similarities and differences. Compare and contrast. What is the same? What is different? The same genre we talked about last time. Remember this book up here, guys? Yeah. The true story of the Three Little Pigs, right? This guy's innocent. He's a victim. He had to eat those pigs because they were already dead. They're just kind of laying there, right? He didn't want to eat them. He just wanted a cup of sugar, right? But the other story, he went and blew their houses down and attacked them all. They all ran together and they ended up saving. Right? It's completely different stories. Same, similar, very alike, different. Okay, who wants to read this to the class? Mr. Reed, please loud.
What is compare and contrast? Comparing, finding similarities between things. Contrasting, finding differences between things. Used to understand relationships between ideas, events, or characters. Helps us see connections and distinctions. What are some things you like to compare and contrast in your daily life?
So, daily life. You guys need to compare and contrast every single day? All right, raise your hand if you have more than one pair of shoes at home. Raise your hand if you have more than one shirt. Raise your hand if you have more than one pair of socks. Raise your hand if you have more than one hoodie or one jacket. Okay, those have your hands up. Why did you pick the shoes you picked today? Who wants to share it? Delaney, why did you pick the shoes you picked today?
Because they're comfy and I like how they look.
Yeah, they're pretty snazzy. They look comfy as well. Who wants to share why they picked the shirt they're wearing today? Bristol.
I picked it because I like the animal that's on it and I also like the color.
What animal's on there?
An axolotl.
What?
An axolotl?
Is that even a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's these little pink things.
Axolotls are real.
All of them are.
That's pretty cool. Awesome, guys. So basically, hear what I'm saying about compare and contrast daily. You pick your socks, right? So usually, when I shower in the morning, I have to wear a certain pair of socks. If not, then I get these nasty blisters. Usually I shower at night. When I shower in the morning, I have to wear the toe socks. Because if my toes rub together, I get these blisters that are about the size of my thumb, and they bleed. And they hurt when I walk. But when I wear these socks, I dry my shoes, my feet off, and I wear these socks, and it doesn't hurt. So my wife makes fun of me because she says that I have a little too many pairs of socks. I only have 2.5 drawers full of socks.
2.5.
Yeah. But I need to order more toe socks because when I exercise, or last year when I was playing softball at night, I got this blister from running. And now that I have toe socks, each toe, like my fingers right here, has its own little thing in there. And they don't rub and they don't bleed anymore. So I'm excited about that. But with compare and contrast, boys and girls, you gotta pick and choose from different options, right? Compare and contrast. You get up, do your hair differently. This morning I got up and it snowed last night. Who saw the snow last night? Everybody see it? So it was cold, right? last night when I was coming home from doing some meetings and stuff, I was cold. This morning, I put on 2 jackets. I have that hoodie over there, the light hoodie, as well. See this, that one I was just wearing? And the other one right there. That jacket right there is super warm. My brother gave me that one. He got it from the Navy. And so that one, when I put that one over my hoodie, that little light one, it keeps me warm. Today I got a crosswalk duty, so I got a walkway out there. I'll put that on and my beanie on, and I'll be warm. I'll be just fine. So comparing and contrast is you got to make sure you're not, because this week has been warm, but this morning was cold. So you got to make sure you know the difference, right? Why use compare and contrast? Who wants to read this? Bristol, loud please.
Why use compare and contrast? It deepens understanding of topics, improves critical thinking skills, helps organize information, useful in many subjects, literature, science, and history, etc. Can you think of a time when comparing and contrasting helped you understand something better?
Raise your hand if you remember the story of the 3 little pigs, the 2 that we did. We had 2 videos, right? You guys were all here for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about literature and talking about what's written, you're going to have to compare and contrast characters, settings. Some are similar, some are different. You're going to have to talk about why they're the same and why they're different, right? Who wants to give us a good comparison of the 3 little pigs? What was similar in both the stories that we read? What do you think, Max?
There are 3 pigs and a wolf, and all the pigs each have their own houses.
Yeah. Little bacon houses, huh? Anybody else want to elaborate on that a little more and talk a little more in depth about the similarities and differences? Bristol.
In both stories, the pigs are afraid of the wolf, but in the second story, the wolf isn't really a bad guy and he wants sugar. In the first story, he's just trying to be a bad wolf.
Yeah. So the wolf, he's a bad guy, right? One of them. And the other one, he's like, hey, give me a cup of sugar, right? And so once you realize the differences, they're not the same story. They have a very similar name and title, but they're not the same. So in literature, well, who wants to read this one? Who's not read yet?
Compare and contrast in literature. Used to analyze stories in the same genre. Examine how different authors approach similar themes. Look at a character development across stories. Consider plot structures and writing styles. What are 2 books you've read that you could compare and contrast?
All right, so 2 books that we've done a little literature study here in class. First was Hatchet, right? And the second one was
The Incredible Journey.
The Incredible Journey. Who can tell me similarities and differences? William.
They both take place in the wilderness.
They both take place in the wilderness, right? Same setting. What else? What do you think, Carson? We have Hatchet. Homeboy has a big old plane wreck. Right? Then we have those 3 animals, homeward bound. I want to go home. I want to go home. Right? What's similar, what's different? Kelly.
They both want to go home.
I just said that, bro. What else? Think of something else, Tally? Not one thing at all? Is your hand up? 'Cause I'll make like a nose and pick on you. What do you think, Bristol?
They both are. Both stories have their main characters are hungry at some points, and they both get food.
Yeah, they both get food, right? In different ways. Similar but different. One of them had a plane wreck. The other one had to go home. Right? Okay. Which one would you say was better and why? I want an intelligible answer. What do you think, Bane?
Hatchet because it had more action.
Had what?
Or action.
More what?
Action.
Action. Okay. Explain.
Like
What do you mean? give us an example? No? What?
Whenever he was fighting the bear.
He didn't fight a bear, did he?
He fought a moose.
Those-
Yeah, moose.
what the
The moose
moose-
beat him up. Almost killed him.
He also fought a bear.
Yeah, in the movie.
In the movie.
In the movie, but the movie doesn't really count because the movie was not accurate. The movie doesn't follow the book. So the movie's a little different, but yes, in the movie he did fight a bear, which was not accurate. But, can you give us any other examples?
In found
A what? Porcupine did attack him and put his clothes in him, right? Kind of painful. So, one main thing here, I was pressing pain, right? Give me some details. Give me some specifics. When I ask you for specifics, when I'm asking you orally, when I'm talking to you about oral, the tests and our IXL, that our work that we're doing, they're asking you for textual evidence, right? And so what he gave me was somewhat textual evidence. If it's in the book, that means it's textual. When he's talking about the action, remember how the book started off? I kind of made a joke, right? The pilot had a fart attack, and he had a heart attack. And then he died, right? That's pretty action right there. That's textual evidence. That was in the book. That was written in the book. It states it in there. Textual evidence is going to be part of your testing and part of a lot of your stuff. Put that away. So basically, if you're going to say a book is exciting, tell me why. If a book is scary, tell me why. If Homeward Bound doesn't make sense, tell me why. If you don't like it, give me evidence of why. Right? Does that make sense, guys? You got to be able to provide evidence of why you like it or dislike it. Right? So that's the fun part. The two books that we've read recently are those two that we can compare and contrast. They're similar yet different. They're both lost. They're both kind of stuck. They both make it home at the end. Steps. Choose two things to compare and contrast. Make a list of similarities. What is the same? Differences. Contrast. The Venn diagram. You guys remember those Venn diagrams? You got to make two circles. In the middle of it has like a little football. What pertains to one thing, what pertains only to the other thing, and in the middle is both of them. Remember those? We did those quite a bit. Organize your ideas. Draw conclusions. What did you learn? Why did you like it? You have to provide evidence from the actual reading that you do. You got to provide the textual evidence. And remember the book and the movie, the Hatchet? We will be watching the Incredible Journey here pretty soon. After our testing is over, and we have some downtime, like we did last time, we gave you guys extra recess for trying hard. A lot of my homeroom did really well, and they tried really hard. But we're gonna have you guys bring snacks and stuff, and we can watch Homeward Bound. Okay? We'll make a day of it. We'll pick up the tables. We'll put all of them over here except one, because that one doesn't fold. We'll sit on cushions and watch the movie. Cool beans?
Yeah.
Beyond compare and contrast, you can use this to understand cause and effect, right? Cause and effect. If there is a cause and effect, what is the effect if I spread out my fingers? What's going to happen if I spread out my fingers? Who can give me a good hypothesis? Delaney.
When you like open your hand, everything's gonna fall on the floor.
What makes you think that?
Because like the stuff is sticky and it's just gonna fall.
Why?
Oh wait, is there?
So the cause is, I open my hand. Let's try it out, right? Let's experiment. Was she right or wrong?
Right.
Why?
Forgot the gravity.
Cause, open my hand, effect, it dropped. Right? Gravity pulled it. Another thing for cause and effect is, what is the cause of you walking outside when it's raining? What's going to happen? Ben?
You'll get wet.
You'll get wet, right? Cause and effect. get wet. What if you wear the bathing suit to go skiing? Are you going to be warm?
No.
Water skiing.
Yeah.
Probably summertime, right? So depending on what you're doing, the cause and effect will affect, your actions will have direct consequences. Let me see. So that's some real world situations. Okay, now here comes the fun part. You guys ready? What is similar, what is different, and why? We're going to focus on that one. Relationships, individual events and ideas. Interactions that affect relationships. Remember the Homeward Bound? The cat was helping the dogs out, right? Getting fish and stuff and hunting for them. Cats are better hunters than dogs. But dogs are also bigger and a little stronger, so you can fight bigger animals off. But those kind of things help out to know the differences. Similarities, differences, and compare and contrast. Okay, we can have a little activity. You guys ready?
Yes.
Does everybody have a side partner?
No.
No? Elias, come sit right here. Elias, come here. Hurry up, dude. What's your turn? Tally, sit right here. You two guys will be face partners. Who does not have a partner? Will you sit over there next to Miss Clacy? You two are partners. You guys are face partners. You guys are face partners. I'm going to give you guys... Wait, do you have a partner? Does anybody not have a partner? You guys are partners, and we'll be partners, okay? Here's the activity. 30 seconds to discuss, compare and contrast. What is the same? What is different? You guys ready? Does everyone know who their partner is? Go.
One is a boy and one is a girl. One doesn't know what those doesn't eat, one doesn't know what those doesn't eat.
No, not
One is eating the beans and one is in the dirt. One is outside, one is indoors.
Comparing this guy and that guy. All right, time. Who made an observation? What is similar?
They're both wearing a shirt and they both have hair.
They're both wearing a shirt and they both have hair. What'd you notice?
They have the same nose.
They have the same nose?
Technically.
Yikes. One of them's itchy, right? What else?
They're both smiling.
They're both smiling. Callie, what do you think?
They both have eyes.
Okay, that's extremely obvious, and glad you catch that one. As almost got by you on that one, huh? Anybody have an intelligible response? What, Ben? So, one cool thing is, this is me,
What?
and this is my daughter. This is like 2020 or 21. I was working at the middle school. I called home for lunch. I was doing FaceTime with my wife, and my daughter started picking her nose. So it was awesome. So similarities, differences, right? If you look at the hair color, it's sort of similar. A little blonde, right? But one big thing is the eye shape.
Yeah.
Now check this out. Look around the room at your guys' clothing and look at this picture. This is Mr. Lozoya's 5th grade class picture.
The 80s go hard.
90s, bro. 90s. So that's yours truly right there, Mr. Lozoya. That's Mrs. Robb. She was a sweet teacher. She was really nice. Who goes to Western Drug? Anybody go to Western Drug recently? Have you seen that bald gentleman in there? That's the pharmacist.
Yeah.
This is him right here in 5th grade. That's Garrett Houston. He's a good friend of mine. Still a kid. Most of these people in here, I hung out with him on Monday. He had a stereo problem and I helped him fix it. Good times.
What's a stereo?
Stereo.
Were you born in the 2000?
Stereo, you know what a stereo is?
The
So-
music maker, yeah.
This guy right here is a stereo. See this over here, class? See the laser? That's a radio. That's a radio.
Oh.
You need help with it. And another gentleman right here next to me. Come on, Mouse. This guy right here. His name is Paul Earhart. He is a very successful businessman. I hung out with him a few months ago. He came to town, we hung out. He's one of my good friends, one of my best friends. Love that guy. Sad story. Do you guys notice the differences between your clothes and theirs? Honestly, you guys don't wear cowboy hats.
No.
She's wearing one. She's still in town. Her name is Leanne Rosenowak. She's one of the owners of the Big Lake, that store up there, Big Lake. She is wearing she's the only one wearing a cowboy hat, or cowboy hat. Her right here. Our poor teacher, probably shouldn't share this with you guys, but our poor teacher right there, Mrs. Ruff, she used to drink coffee all the time in a mug. One of my friends brought in a grasshopper during recess, and I ripped off its head and threw it in her mug, and she ate it.
Did she notice?
She never noticed. She just said, "I'm switching to decaf." I felt bad. Kind of gross.
Wait.
So, now, as far as compare and contrast class, you see the clothing difference.
Yes.
Everybody's dressed different. Like, this is how we all dressed in the 90s. Me, I didn't care what I wore. I just wore whatever was semi-clean, didn't smell as bad.
Smell it.
I didn't even smell it, I just put it on.
Oh, what?
True story. Yeah, she's in Utah, she's in Tucson. She lives over the hill over here, Stephanie Clark now. She's a principal. He's a good friend of mine. He lives on the East Coast somewhere. Billy Walker lives in town. I can't remember what happened to him. She's fun. She's down in the valley. She's a silly goose. She's down in the valley as well. He moved to the East Coast. He lives in the valley. He's one of the main guys for Microsoft. So he has 70 people that work for him. And he has all these crazy projects. And he's like super smart. He bought his grandpa's house, and they have this really cool room with a bunch of animals in it. They call it the trophy room. He's got a full lion that his grandpa shot in there. It's like, his back is like this tall, and he's probably like from here to that table right there. So he's a big dude, and his head is like, it's a big one.
That's
Crazy, right?
That's awesome.
So basically with this picture, not only am I showing off my classmates, my good friends, I still talk to most of these guys, but our clothes are so different. Look at that. Even their hands are crossed. I don't know why they crossed their hands, but they had to put their hands like that. And this is one of the few pictures where I'm actually being semi-behaved. Now look at this one right here. This picture was taken on Saturday of my daughter at the daddy-daughter dance, and this is me right here.
Is
What?
that your handwriting?
She was a psycho the whole night. Was anybody there Saturday? Anybody see what way my daughter was dancing?
I saw you.
I didn't see you.
I said hi.
I saw myself.
I remember.
My sister did.
I was busy. Yeah, my daughter was nuts. She's going in circles and spinning and like hitting me and like jumping on me and like doing, you saw it, right? And that was a slow song. The fast song, she was crazy. But look at this, look at the similarities. Now look at the eye shape. See the similarities there?
Yes.
Eye shape, the nose, the mouth similar. The hair. If I was in a lit up room like she was, my hair would be a lot lighter. But there's similarities, right? Similarities and differences. Compare and contrast. She's a girl, I'm a boy. This is my kindergarten picture, and this is her in kindergarten. Her kindergarten picture, my wife got mad at me. Maybe next time I'll show you guys that picture. And she made a funny face, and she's like, and my wife was like so mad. She's like, we have to return these, she needs retakes. I was like, you can do retakes, but I'm keeping these ones. Did I show you guys that picture?
No, but you told us they were.
Okay, maybe next time. Okay, this is the story right here, and that's the other story.
We're big fat.
Delicious. So you know what's fun? Do you guys know the aide? I don't know whose age she is, but she's down on the other side, I think second grade. She's new. I can't remember her name right now. She wears glasses. She's kind of small and skinny, little. Anyways, she sold us a pig, half a pig.
Half a pig?
It is delicious. We had some pork chops last night. Just saying, the 3 little pigs doing an awesome thing for us. They sacrifice a lot. But this is the one, the true story. Remember the true story?
Yeah.
That's that one that's right here on in front of the board. The true story of the 3 little pigs. That one there is the one where the wolf is the victim, right? Okay, so what we're going to do now is, you should be done with your snacks by now. It's been over half an hour, bro. I need you guys to put your snacks and your food away. We're going to do some more practice. We're going to get our computers. So please put your food and drinks away. This table will go first, get your computers. When they're done, this table will get your computers. And when they're done, this will get your computers. What you're going to do is, you have an IXL program. 2 different types of compare and contrast. One is like characters, and the other one's like genres. So what I want you to do on there is get on there and practice. You have about 5 minutes, so you can probably get a couple problems down. And this will be a little practice, okay? Any questions? Please put your water bottles down, girls. Use it. Whatever's in the far right top. You can go back to your chairs.